They say the strongest relationships are the ones that never break. I don't believe that. Sometimes the strongest ones are the ones that shattered, faced what destroyed them, and still chose to rebuild. Let me explain. When everything falls apart, walking away is easy. Pack the memories, slam the door, call it freedom. Blame them, protect your pride, pretend you never cared, so leaving hurts less. But staying after the damage, looking at the wreckage, and admitting I hurt you too. That's courage. Not pretending nothing happened, not hiding behind excuses, standing in the ashes saying if we rebuild this, we rebuild it right. Love rarely dies in one explosion. Sometimes it bleeds out slowly. One broken promise, one silent night, one ignored feeling at a time. The strongest relationships aren't always the ones that never fell. They're the ones that went through hell, faced the truth, and chose each other still. Oh, not because the scars disappeared, not because the past was erased, but because two people finally said we cannot go back. So let's build something better. We don't need what we had before. We need something stronger than what we destroyed. Trust fades, communication dies. How was your day? Turns into silence. Love becomes routine, routine becomes distance, and suddenly two people share a home but live worlds apart. Here's the brutal truth: love alone won't save shit. You can say I love you 1,000 times and still destroy someone with the same behavior. Words don't rebuild trust, consistency does. Apologies mean nothing when the same wound keeps getting reopened. If you want another chance, prove it. Change isn't saying I'll do better. Change is doing better when nobody is watching. Starting over means forgiveness, but forgiveness isn't amnesia. It doesn't mean pretending the knife never cut. It means saying I remember, it hurt, but I refuse to spend forever punishing you for yesterday. And sometimes the hardest person to forgive is yourself, for the words you threw like weapons, for the silence, for choosing pride over understanding, for trying to win arguments while losing the person you loved. You can't rebuild together while secretly hating the person in the mirror. Oh, the strongest relationships aren't always the ones that never fell. Oh, they're the ones that went through hell, faced the truth, and chose each other still. Oh, not because the scars disappeared, hey, not because the past was erased, but because two people finally said we cannot go back. So let's build something better. Restart the friendship, restart the conversations, learn each other again. Bring back the stupid jokes, the midnight talks, the honesty, the reason you became friends before life buried everything. Touch without obligation, listen without preparing your defense. Speak before silence becomes poison. Rebuild the passion slowly, build new boundaries, build respect, build trust brick by brick. Because if your second chance looks exactly like your first attempt, you're not rebuilding, you're repeating and repeating the same destruction while calling it love isn't loyalty, it's insanity. Starting over says, I know your flaws, I know your darkness, I know how badly we can hurt each other. And after everything I've seen, I'm still choosing you. But choosing you again doesn't mean accepting the same bullshit again. Second chances require new behavior, otherwise they're just second funerals. The strongest relationships are the ones that learn to rise, not by hiding what broke them, but by looking it in the eyes. Two people saying we hearts mean it, if both hands are building, if both people are changing, then maybe the thing that broke you doesn't have to be the ending. Maybe it becomes the lesson that saves everything after. So if you're thinking about restarting, don't let fear decide. Starting over isn't weakness, it's growth. It's saying, I see your scars, I see your mistakes, I see the truth, and I'm still here. You can't recreate what you had, but build something wiser, more honest, harder to break. Believe in second chances, but don't waste them. Real love isn't surviving because nothing ever went wrong. Sometimes real love is standing in the wreckage and saying, one more time, but this time we build it right.